Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. Now to some of you who may or may not know, I'm a Romani gypsy, and if you guys have seen it or not, my last video was about famous gypsies like Elvis Presley, Charlie Chaplin, Bob Hopkins, etc, etc. And I thought to myself, you know what, let's do another list, but this time with fictional characters. And listen, I don't know every single fictional Romani character, so if your favourite Romani character isn't on this list, then that just means that I never really heard of them before. And so, let's get on to my top 7 gypsy characters in fiction. And so, let's go. And the first one is Cindy Reynolds from DC. And believe it or not, she was actually in Justice League Unlimited, but she didn't make any major appearances. But I have heard she has made some other big appearances in other DC properties in live action. And her abilities are chameleon and illusion casting. I mean, come on, how stereotypical is that? I mean, we have lightning powers for black people, and we have magic powers for gypsies, or mystic powers. But hey, what can you do? And yeah, even though she didn't do anything in the Justice League Unlimited series, she's made more bigger appearances in other works. But hey, look at it this way, at least she was actually shown. And yeah, I haven't seen the live action series with Cindy in it, so I couldn't tell you what she does in those series. So that's number 7. Let's move on to next one. And the next one is a villain, and that villain is Dr. Doom. Yeah, I was really surprised when I heard about this, that Dr. Doom from the Fantastic Four was a gypsy. And this guy is no pushover. He uses both magic and technology, and he has become one of the most powerful characters within Marvel. Time travel, dimension hopping, casting spells, high intelligence, a leader of a country. Like, this guy has so many things under his belt. And yes, I know he's a bad guy, but hey, I give him credit for being very, very powerful. And for what I've been reading about this guy, he has so much going for him. In fact, I think this guy actually might be able to defeat Thanos if he was given the chance. And that is a maybe, considering all the stuff that he can do. Hey Disney, bring in Dr. Doom for your next Marvel movie. And so, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Noah from Fullmetal Alchemist, the Conqueror of Shambhala. Now, when it comes to Noah, she meets Edward in the movie The Conqueror of Shambhala, and she also has this gift of reading minds. And in this movie, she, alongside other gypsies, are discriminated against. Heck, even Maze uses Parallel is discriminated against Noah because she's a gypsy. And you know what? That's really sad that Maze uses Parallel is against, or as a discrimination against gypsies. But at the end of the film, he does change his ways. And when it comes to Noah herself, she finds out where Edward comes from, and she really wants to go to his world, so that way she wouldn't be discriminated against. Noah can be a very complex character, and genuinely wants a place where she wouldn't be discriminated against. But in the end, she sees the error of her ways, and, well, yeah, that's it. At the end of the movie, we don't see what happened to her at the end. In fact, we don't even see what Elle and Alphonse did. All we know is that they went to go and find this bomb, and we never found out what happened to it. Anyways, Noah is the only few gypsies that I've seen in an anime, and if there's any other gypsies in any anime series or movie, please let me know in the comments below. And so with that said, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Clopin from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, even though we see him in a few scenes, this guy has a cult following. Like, there are loads of people who actually like this guy. Maybe it's because of the way he looks, maybe it's because of his personality. I mean, who knows? I thought he was okay. He was at the beginning of the story and he ends with the story. And he has sang quite a few songs, like The Bells of Notre Dame. There's the Fool song, and of course there was the Court of Miracles. So he has sang a few songs. And I think he might actually be the king of the gypsies, maybe? You know, the leader. Well, he was a very entertaining character in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And also, he was also in the book, but he was a completely different character within the book and the Disney film. So yeah, he is entertaining, he has a cult following, and he sang a good couple of songs. So yeah, there's that one. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And you know what? I'm surprised that she isn't a Disney princess. Now, when it comes to Esmeralda, she cares about others other than herself. She actually cares about the well-being of her people and other people like Quasi. She was fun, she was funny, and she sung the most beautiful song in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, God Save the Outcast. She's one of the main characters of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And if you guys really think about it, in other Disney princesses, they sing about, oh, I want more, or oh, I want to go to other places, oh, I want this, I want that, or oh, they want something bigger than themselves. But when it comes to Esmeralda, she doesn't want anything other than helping the outcasts. And you know what? That's a great lesson for little girls. Again, I'm surprised that she isn't a Disney princess. And so that said, let's move on to the next one. Or should I say, the next two. This one's a tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker is Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And when it comes to these two, Quicksilver is a speedster, and depending on the media, he's either a good guy or a bad guy. Because in X-Men Evolution, he was with the Brotherhood, mutants who opposed the X-Men. But in the MCU, he was kind of sort of the good guy, and the same in live action. Marvel movies. I mean, come on, his powers are cool. He runs so fast that he can outrun a blast. And he's also very caring towards his twin sister, Scarlet Witch. By the way, Quicksilver's name is Pietro. And Scarlet Witch, well, she's probably one of the most powerful mutants in Marvel. Like, I've been hearing that she's supposed to be the opposite of the Phoenix Force, which Jean Grey has. And again, she is one of the most powerful mutants in Marvel. She can fly, she can teleport, she can resurrect the dead, she can manipulate powers, and can alter reality, and Phoenix Force immunity, and loads of other powers. She was in X-Men Evolution, she was in the MCU, she got her own little miniseries, and she's also a very complex character as well. She's either on the good guy side or the bad guy side. And also, check this out, they are actually the kids of Magneto. Well, it depends on the media that tells you that they are his kids. So yeah, they are powerful, they've been in multiple medias, they are awesome. In fact, I think Wanda might actually be the most powerful gypsy in fiction. At the very least, I think so anyways. And so that said, let's move on to next one. And number 1 is Quasimodo. Yeah, some of you were probably thinking, oh, where's this other character? I was expecting this other character. I will get to that other character in a second. I just want to say my piece on Quasimodo. Now, when it comes to Quasimodo, yes, he's a gypsy, because both of his parents were gypsies, and he was raised in Notre Dame to be its bell ringer. Quasimodo is kind, gentle, brave. Quasi is a very, very good person, and he stopped an entire army trying to get into Notre Dame just to save his friend. Again, like Club Pan and Esmeralda, his character is also different from the book, and when it comes to Quasimodo, he actually might be Disney's very first gypsy protagonist. Now, some other people might put other characters at number 1, but to me, Quasimodo was quite possibly the first gypsy protagonist I saw in an animated movie, or in animation in general. So yeah, there you go. Now, there's one more character I want to talk about, and that is Dick Grayson. Now, there's been people saying, oh, Dick Grayson is a Romani, Dick Grayson is a Romani. And you know what? I'm very conflicted to this, because when it came to Dick Grayson, he was first introduced in the 40s. And come on, you know for a fact that most, if not all, comic book characters are white when they first started coming out. And it wasn't until 1947 till we got a black superhero called Lion Man. And when it comes to Dick Grayson, he appeared in the 40s, and it wasn't until somewhere between the 90s to the 2000s, when it was canon, that they made Dick Grayson have a Romani heritage. And this is something that I'm completely against. Like, if it was right from the very, very beginning, and it was stated that, oh, he was half Romani, or had Romani heritage, and this was told to us right at the beginning, right from when we saw Dick Grayson, but you know what? I would have accepted that. But it wasn't until somewhere around the 2000s that we are told that Dick Grayson is a Romani. Come on, that's like saying, oh, after so many years, we find out that Batman is Jewish after so many years. And you know what? That would have been the most ridiculous thing ever. And that's how I feel about Dick Grayson. Again, he came from the 40s, and I doubt anybody knew what a gypsy was back in the day, in the 40s of America. And they just made Dick Grayson a gypsy so they can make it more diverse. And you know what? That's freaking stupid. It doesn't make me happy that Dick Grayson has some Romani or Roma heritage. I mean, come on, you've already got established characters like Cindy or Gypsy from Justice League Unlimited. Why don't you guys use her? She was already established as a gypsy anyways. So yeah, I demand Dick Grayson to be a white Caucasian. Again, come on, he came out in the 40s. I'm sorry. Ever since this Cleopatra and Miles Morales, all this race swapping came around, I'm like, no, race swapping characters is wrong. So I demand Dick Grayson to be white. Some people will disagree with me, and some people will say, oh well, it's not a big deal. Again, ever since this race swapping business came around, I have been fighting it ever since Miles Morales and all these race swappings started coming out, and I am 100% against it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Is there a gypsy character that you wish that was on this list? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribe Star. It's like Patreon but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.